Hello and welcome to my Healer vs. Healer video, where we're going to take a look and break down the pros and cons of the White Mage, the Scholar, and the Astrologian in the world of Final Fantasy XIV. If you're looking for details regarding the skills, the controller layout macros, PvP tips and tricks, and my overall thoughts of each of these jobs, please check the description of this video below for links for their jobs' respective guides and thoughts. Also, just a quick shout out to our supporters over at Patreon, our Twitch subscribers, and you the viewer for watching this video. It really means the world to us, and because of you, videos like this are possible, so thank you all so very much. Okay, so let's dive into the three healers in the world of Final Fantasy. We're going to break down each healer in the order they become available, so first we're going to do White Mage, then we're going to do Scholar, and then finally Astrologian. Then, at the end, we're going to rank each and pick a winner. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, whether you agree or disagree. Let me know what you're thinking, and let's have that conversation. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with White Mage. White Mage is the only healer that you're going to have access to when you start the game. As it starts out as Conjurer as its base class, its role is that of the pure fantasy healer. But that's not to say that you can't bring the damage. Later in the game it gets access to the Lily Gauge, which has some misconceptions surrounding it, that are easy to overlook or misunderstand, namely how lilies are generated, as well as confession stacks. These systems aren't random, but based off the healing inside a battle that has occurred. This will give you the appearance of some kind of random effect in the heat of battle, so I've never really relied on lilies as a part of any strategy, but it's better to know that it isn't some random mechanic. These lilies can add a lot of value in reducing cooldowns of your abilities or applying a shield to your target, but it isn't the strongest job mechanic in the game. That being said, the White Mage is a very strong healer and able to output a lot of damage. There are a lot of healing over time abilities and spells that just feel awesome. And the White Mage is especially skilled at getting a target or the whole party back up to full health very quickly. Breaking down the White Mage compared to the other healers, I'd say the overall healing output for the White Mage is an A+. Healing over times, absolutely A+. That's namely the bread and butter of the White Mage. Shields, I'd rate it as an F, and we'll get to more on that in a second. Damage output, A. Party buffs, around a D, but job specifics, around a C. Heals and their healing over time abilities feel amazing on this job, but I give the shields an F due to the fact that they will use all the lilies for the same effect. So whether you use 1 or 3, there isn't a major change. From here, the removal of Stone Skin takes away their other shielding type of damage mitigation. I give damage output an A due to the risk of being up close for Holy, but that's also a part of the fun, and it's still a great spell. Buffs are more a part of the crossroll set, and even the confession stack mechanic is more about healing the party than anything else. And the Lily mechanic isn't its best, but it's not as bad as I thought when I first started playing the job. Moving on to Scholar. The Scholar job opens up when you've leveled up your Arcanist to level 30, and I fully expect to see this change sometime in a future expansion, but for the time being you're going to have to level up the DPS class to 30 to open up the healer job. Scholar is a shielding healer with a pet job that makes it really distinct from the other two healers. With your fairy and their abilities, you have a lot of versatility since your fairy will heal your party members for you. You might find that you actually have a lot of time to DPS while playing this healer and just rely on your fairy to do the main healing. This is a great job to play, namely if you want to be able to focus in on DPS and pop in for healing when needed. The job shares a lot of its core damage abilities with the summoner because of its base class, so it's very heavy on damage over time abilities. As a healer, it's more focused on preventing damage, but it can also restore a player very quickly if needed. Scholars have the resource of Aether stacks that they manage for some of their abilities, so you're going to need to manage this mechanic carefully lest you find yourself without a full toolkit and waiting a while before you can access it again. Breaking down the Scholar compared to the other healers, the overall healing output I'd rank as an A. The healing over times I'm going to rate from a C to a B- if you buff your fairy. Shields, I definitely rate as an A. Damage output, an A. Party buffs, a C+ to maybe a B-, really just depends here. In job specifics, I'd give it at a B. I put some of these scores within a range for the Scholar because based off your cross-roll abilities like Eye for an Eye, those can actually be shared with your whole party. And if you buff your fairy with an AoE heal, or you take Celine, your Scholar has a lot of versatility in your decision making. The Scholar is very versatile and it's a great healer to learn whether you're just getting started or you're a veteran to the role. Their healing still feels outclassed in pure output by the White Mage, But the Scholar can spend their time preventing damage in the first place and spend more time dealing damage and help in other ways. Finally, jumping into Astrologian. The Astrologian job opens up at level 30 and after you've cleared the main 2.55 storyline, or if you buy a jump potion. Its major disadvantages is that it can take a while for a new player to access the ability to play this job. So if you're coming in hoping to play Astro, you're going to need to spend a little extra money or play a lot just to get access. I think this will also change at some point in the future expansions, but we'll just have to wait and see. As far as the Astrologian goes, they have a lot going for them. Just like the Scholar and having 2 fairies, the Astrologian has 2 stances, a healing over time stance and a shield stance. So pay attention to the 8-man content that you're teamed up with, as shields do not stack, but healing over time abilities do. Having this option is one thing that makes the Astrologian a great addition when pugging in 8-man content, because you can adjust to the needs of your party. The Astrologian shines when it comes to party buffs. While you do draw a random card, at later parts of the game you'll find that you have a lot to work with. Breaking down the Astrologian compared to the other healers. Healing output I'd actually rate as an overall B+. Healing over times at a B. Shielding at an A. Damage output at a B-. Party debuffs at an A+, and job specifics at an A+. The Astrologian has great shields for the MP cost, and their healing over time is just fine, but the White Mage has just more options to work with. And the Scholar can shield and heal over time. Damage output for the Astro feels pretty weak, but don't write it off. You can still damage the whole group of enemies from safety, and depending on your cards, you can have a bit of spike damage too. Party buffs is where the Astrologian shines the brightest, and with its toolkit it can really help the whole party maximize their output. The cards and sleeve draw feel perfect, but the Astrologian is a very technical job, and it could mean that it has a lot to manage if you're new to healing. And in the thick of it, you can also end up dropping cards altogether and just focusing on healing. So who wins? Each healer has their own offering, and depending on the audience and the player, that answer could and will be different. But in this versus video, we have to pick one. And so I'm going to say White Mage is the clear winner of Stormblood. This is saying a lot because I'm actually maining Astrologian for myself. And as I enjoy the technical aspects of the job, with that, the Astrologian is in second place for me. Scholar will always have a place in my heart, and it really pains me to put this in third place out of the 3 for the time being. That is in no way saying that the Scholar is a bad job by any means. Each has their value, and if you love healing, I'd say play all 3. If you're new to healing, play the White Mage, and if you're looking to bring a lot to the group and want to take your time to master the techniques of the job, play Astrologian. Playing a Scholar also has the benefit of getting a summoner leveled up too. And if you were to buy a jump potion, this would be the best bang for the buck, as it'd end up giving you 2 jobs fully leveled. Anyway, that wraps it up for this video, and I'd love to know your thoughts on these scores or your own thoughts on the healers overall. Sound off in the comments below and let me know what you're thinking. And on a final note, it's more important that you play the healer that you want to play. You can say meta is important, you can say that which one's better than the other with the stats and number crunching, but you should play what you enjoy, and what you enjoy you're going to spend time to get really good at. That's the most important thing out of all this. Anyway, for Work to Game, my name's Brian. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic week. Take care.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Brian, do you think there's anywhere they could catch us in the meantime?
Right now, Chris, we're probably on Twitch. If it's probably in the afternoon, it could be you. Sometimes you see my face. And we also found this random guy, named Kevin on the street somewhere.
I accidentally left my password written on the side of my car.
Oh man, that was really a big mistake. But guys, we really appreciate it if you guys hit the link in the description below for our Twitch page. We'd love to see you over there. And you can even subscribe to us over on Twitch.
If you're Amazon Prime, that could even be free.
Oh my gosh, what a deal.
Well, cool. Well, thanks guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.